So in a previous class, the cement topic started with its basic on a type of grades available: 33 grade, 43 grade, and 53 grade, and the properties of cement with respect to the 33 and 43 and 53 grade, like fineness of cement, then consistency, initial setting time, final setting time, and the compressive strength itself. So, if you want to determine whether our cement is actually showing the required strength after manufacturing, then we proceed for laboratory testing. The lab test, as you can see, we are following the compression testing mission to give the compressive load on the top of your bed surface of your cement mold. So for this purpose, you need to first prepare the cement mold in the required shape and size and the required specification. So that varies for each type of cement, your grade value, the final answer will vary. So in the meanwhile, you can post now your attendance, those who are present in the chat. Have your type of cement, the grade porthu, you check the result with your respective grade, satisfactory or not. இதுக்கு your dependent cube mold, right? Your cement paste will be, or the mortar that you're going to use will be in the shape of a cube size mold. The side may be either 70.6 mm or 76 mm. இந்த ரெண்டு கியூப்ல ஏதாவது ஒரு சைஸ் தான் நீங்க வந்து ஃபாலோ பண்ண வேண்டியிருக்கும். பிகாஸ் நமக்கு சப்போஸ் கியூப் சைஸ் அதிகமா போட்டு நீங்க டெஸ்ட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா அந்த டைம்ல இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய கிராக்ஸ் வர்றதுக்கு வாய்ப்பு இருக்கு. So you need to follow with a cube size of either side 70.6 mm or 76 mm. And inside the laboratory, as we saw earlier, your room temperature will be 27 degree plus or minus 2 degrees Celsius. And yesterday ஒரு question கேட்டிருந்தோம் இல்லையா, why consistency test is first done before all other tests for cement? Main reason is in the consistency test you are going to find the percentage of water, adequate amount of water required to prepare the paste or the mortar. In this case, now in our compressive strength test, we are going to prepare the mortar. For that, proportionately, you are going to have cement and standard sand along with water. இங்க வந்து வெறும் சாண்ட் மென்ஷன் பண்ணல, ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் சாண்ட் இருக்கு. That is why in the previous class notes we saw that the size of the standard sand will vary from 90 micron up to 2 mm. இந்த ரேஞ்சுக்குள்ள இருந்தா தான் அது ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் சாண்ட். So you mix the cement and standard sand along with water and mix it for 1 minute. And the adequate amount of water required is called a consistency, right? And standard consistency. But இப்போ இங்க பாருங்க, from this chart what we can able to identify is 200 gram of cement and 600 gram of standard sand, which means the ratio is 1:3. For 1 part of cement there is 3 part of standard sand. So the ratio is 1:3. இந்த இடத்துல வந்து நம்ம கோர்ஸ் அக்ரிகேட் யூஸ் பண்ண போறது கிடையாது for this test. ஏன்னா கான்கிரீட் டெஸ்ட்டுக்கு தான் நம்ம co-segregate use பண்ணுவோம். Cement testக்கு co-segregate is not necessary. And the level of water required for preparing the mortar is P/4 plus 3%. Water will be represented in percentage here. In this case, what will be the value of P? That is the result of consistency test using Wickett's apparatus. அதில் கிடைக்கிற டெஸ்ட் வேல்யூவை எடுத்து இங்கே சப்ஸ்டியூட் பண்ணி you have to determine how much amount of water is required to complete this test for the preparation of cube mold. And the size of the cube mold is either 70.6 mm or 76 mm, which is centimeter la pathona 7.6 centimeter size. So as you can see, capital P, which is the percentage of water required to produce a paste of standard consistency. Now, after preparation of the mortar, you should not directly dump the mortar inside the mold. அப்படி பண்றதை விட்டுட்டு you fill the mortar in layers. For example, at the bottom 1/4 of the mold, you fill the mortar and tamp it, and again fill it and fill it. In this way, you should fill your mortar, say the cube mold. And what you should do is, for compaction, to ensure that the voids are all reduced, you're going to use the vibrating table. This is called vibration table, where the vibration occurs in such a way that cube mold now it will vibrate, and in that case, all the mortar that is present will be evenly distributed inside the mold. In some cases, solid particles எல்லாம் கீழே செட்டில் ஆயிருக்கும், வாட்டர் மட்டும் மேலே இருக்கும். இந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் அன்ஈவனாக இருக்கும். அந்த மாதிரி அன்ஈவன்னஸ் அவாய்ட் பண்ணுறதுக்கு தான் யூ ஆர் கோயிங் டு do the compaction using vibrating table. And this process is done for about 2 minutes, not more than that, at a speed of 12,000 plus or minus 400 RPM per minute. RPM means revolutions per minute or rotations per minute. The case on the motor order specification with respect to the vibrating table, per minute வந்து எவ்வளோ fast operate ஆகும் அப்படின்ட்டு. So you can see the action here. Now we are going to do the unmolding process after 24 hours. So first 24 hours என்ன இருக்கும்னா, your mold is left to dry on the room temperature. Yeah, starting you will place it inside the room and lock your room, and inside the room temperature your mold will be settled on. And after 24 hours, you remove the mold and take the cube out. On the time your cube will be hard. Before that, it would not be hard. After 24 hours, you immerse the mold inside the tanks, water tanks. And எப்போ நம்ம டெஸ்ட் பண்ண போறோமோ, at that point of time you should have to take the mold out of the tanks, not before that. Now coming part to the actual testing. After 28 days, you take the mold out of the tank. Then in the CTM, there's a lever at the top to operate, and at the base plate can fix the machine. At the machine you can place the mold, and you can lock the lever. And in the right side in the apparatus, you can tighten the levers and start with the operation using the green button. The green button la push panna podum, your machine will start operating. And from the graduation scale, your load will initially start to increase. In the loading rate pathona, the speed of application of load on the mold will be 35 Newton per mm square per minute. At this rate, your load will be applied directly on the cement mortar. After a sufficient time, after your loading is applied, கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமா cracks will be developed for forming. After the development of cracks, after a point of time, the mortar would not be able to take much more load after that. So at that point of time, the needle, that is the pointer, the graduation scale, will automatically stop. At that time, you can note down the reading, the load applied, the maximum load at failure. So the compression formula in Newton per mm square is maximum load at cube fails recorded in Newton, and in the denominator you take the average area over the load applied, that is the top bed surface area of the cement mortar in mm square. So the value will be in Newton per mm square, and this test should be conducted for 3 samples. 3 சாம்பிளுக்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி தான் நம்ம இனிஷியலாக சொன்னோம் இல்லையா, சிமெண்ட் 200 grams, standard sand 600 grams, and water P/4 plus 3%. That quantity can be able to prepare a cement mortar for 3 cubes. And ஏன் 3 cubes na, each cube will have one test value, the result, and from these 3 results you take the average and mention it as in the result. So sample 1, sample 2, sample 3, you get 3 different values with no much variance. எல்லாம் closer ஆ தான் இருக்கும் values. For example, ஒரு cube வந்து 34.3 வந்துனா இன்னொரு cube வந்து variation ரொம்ப கம்மியா தான் இருக்கும். All 3 values will be closely varied, and the average result is taken as the final value. This way you can test the grade of cement, either the required strength is achieved or not. This can be not only done for 28 days, but it can also be done for 3 days or 7 days. அதுக்குண்டான respective values கிடைக்குதா இல்லையா according to the codes that you can able to identify. Now next we will see a topic related to cement, that is manufacturing process. The important question in unit 2 respect to cement. The step of manufacturing process detail போறதுக்கு முன்னாடி we'll quickly see the recap on the composition level of raw ingredients to prepare your cement. So at the earliest stage, you take your calcareous material, that is limestone, and argillaceous material, that is clay. You are going to mix both limestone and clay. You are going to get the final product cement. And both limestone and clay will have these certain ingredients, that is lime, silica, alumina, iron oxide, magnesia, sodium oxide, potassium oxide, titanium, phosphorus pentoxide, and sulfur trioxide. And the composition level, they are given lower limit and upper limit in percentage. Out of 100% raw material, how much percentage of your raw material is the certain ingredient. And now with the manufacturing process, there are 2 alternatives, 2 different methods, which is a dry process or wet process. Both will have a certain flow in progress that we will see in a flow chart. First, in the dry process, it is adopted when the materials are hard, and in the dry process, a slow process and a costly. So there are some difference between the 2 methods that we are going to incorporate. Dry process பொறுத்த வரைக்கும், it is a slow process and also costly. It is done when the materials are hard. So the first flow chart here we are indicating this is totally for dry process. At the start, there is a parallel activity. On one side, you have calcareous material, that is limestone. On the other side, you have argillaceous material, actually that is clay, not limestone, it is clay. And both the materials will be done with crushing action. The rocks circle here, the boulders, that too will be crushed as minute particles. So after crushing, it will be further grinded in ball mills and tube mills into more fine particles and stored on storage basin. So the process is parallel, that is two separate parallel process for limestone and clay. Once your limestone and clay is ready in minute particles, then you can go for mixing in correct proportions. And the preheating, the initial phase, the heating temperature will be around 800 degrees Celsius. After preheating, the proportion is again stored in a tank. And after that, there's an important device called a rotary kiln. So kiln it's a combustion equipment or a place where a heating process happens. That is already we saw in bricks manufacturing. And now in cement manufacturing, the proportion that is preheated is mixed in the rotary kiln. And fuel that is fed from the lower end, the natural sources like coal, oil and gas is used as a supply power source to fed it into rotary kiln, and then thereby clinkers வந்து form ஆகுது. Clinkers அப்படின்னா ஒரு ball like substances, it is formed, large ball like substances formed. It is an initial product. Cement particles direct powder இல்லாம balls shapeல form ஆகுது after heating. Thereafter that, you're going to add 2 to 3% of gypsum to the clinkers. This process எப்போ பண்றோம்னா when you're going to grind the clinkers in the ball mill. ஏன்னா ball shapeless spherical shapesல பெருசா இருக்கும் இல்லையா, you need to grind and make it into powdered form. At that point of time, you are adding 2 to 3% gypsum. Finally, your product will be attained, cement. That அதை வந்து நம்ம ஸ்டோர் பண்றோம், silos, cement silos. Silos is a structure where your particles or the materials will be stored for dispatching. So அந்த ஒரு இடத்துல இருந்து தான் உங்களுக்கு வந்து பேக்கேஜிங் பிளான்ட்டுக்கு டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர் ஆகுது, where the cement particles are packed into 50 kg bags. So this is a dry process. So starting என்னன்னு பார்த்தோம்னா, we have limestone and clay, two different materials, and each material is crushed and grinded and stored in a basin. After that, you prepare in correct proportions, preheat at 800 degrees Celsius. The storage tank is used for raw mix. And thereafter, you're going to feed it into rotary kiln. From the lower end, you're going to apply the natural source oil for combustion. And the clinkers form ஆகும். And the form ஆகிற clinkers, that is a ball spherical shaped cement products, will be further grinded in ball mill by adding after that 2 to 3% gypsum and stored in the silos and transferred to packing plant. It's a dry process. இதுக்கப்புறம் பார்த்தோம்னா wet process இருக்கு. Much of the dry process will repeat again. ஒன்று ரெண்டு இடத்துல மட்டும்தான் டிஃபரன்ஸ் இருக்கும். Okay, now we proceed with the second one, wet process. இந்த கேஸ்லயும் பார்த்தோம்னா we have a limestone and a clay, two different materials, and limestone is crushed using crusher, and clay will be wash mill, will be applied in wash mill, and both are stored in silos, the storage basin. And once before mixing, both the materials are applied into a wet grinding mill, that is a ball mill, to make it into a slurry. SLURRY, slurry. Slurry is nothing but a semi-liquid mixture. Previous case la dry process பார்த்தோம்னா, at that point of time there is no any application of water, but in the wet process there will be application of water. That is why your mixture will be in the form of slurry, which is a semi-liquid mixture. And after that you're going to blend the slurry to make it into a correct composition. Required proportion ke tamari, you are going to filter the mixture. Then storage of corrected slurry. After determining the correct amount of adequate amount of water for a particular batch, you are storing it in the basin. And after this, your slurry will be fed into rotary kiln. The major difference. Previous step la பாத்தீங்கன்னா powdered form la இருக்கும்போது தான் நம்ம rotary kiln la burn பண்ணுவோம், combustion process. But here wet slurry is fed into rotary kiln. The slurry is converted into clinkers. Once your clinkers is a ball spherical shaped particles of cement that is obtained, and after this the process remains same as compared to dry process, which is you are grinding the clinkers in the ball mill and crush it into fine particles by adding 2 to 3% of gypsum, and the final product is stored in cement silos and dispatched to the packing plant. So in the rendu process pathina, dry and wet process will be different to one another with respect to application of water. But in both the process, the raw materials remain same, the addition of gypsum remains same, and both the process you are applying the rotary kiln. This is the detailed manufacturing process. You should apply it with flow chart. Then we will see some examples and pictures related to cement in the textbook. Okay. So earlier Pathamari, Portland cement was first introduced in 1824, and after that gradually in many countries the production was increased year by year. Then in the manufacturing process, seeing பாருங்க the process again repeat பண்ணிருக்காங்க. Wet processல என்ன பண்ணனும்னு அத நம்ம வந்து இப்ப பார்த்தோம். And overall வந்து நம்ம பார்த்தோம்னா என்னென்ன இடத்துல என்னென்ன equipments யூஸ் பண்றாங்க. ஒரு particular cement batching plant, manufacturing plant ன்னு எடுத்துக்கிட்டோம்னா what operations are done in a detailed manner. இத பாக்கும்போது you can see that at the top left, limestone boulder is transported from the mines, and initially it is applied into the crusher, and the crushed lime is transported again to the preheater. Preheater போறதுக்கு முன்னாடி இந்த conveyor வழியா என்னென்னலாம் ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் ஆகுது பாருங்க. The clay materials, bauxite, iron ore, these are all the raw ingredients that you saw in the table. அதெல்லாம் ஆட் பண்ணிக்கிறேன். Totally conveyed to the silos, stored in the storage basin. After that, it is heated in 4 stages. Preheating is done in 4 stages. Then later transported to the rotary kiln. In that combustion device. And once after combustion, it is cooled and transported to the clinker silos. The clinkers are again crushed and transported into fine particles to the packing plant. So from the clinker silos, you are adding gypsum and as well as fly ash if you required, so that it is grinded, and finally from the cement silo, as we said, it is transported to the packing plant and dispatched to the suppliers. So நம்ம flow chartல பார்த்த process தான் இங்க வந்து diagrammatic explain பண்ணிருக்காங்க இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் டீடைலா. ஸோ இந்த ட்ரை ப்ராசஸ்ல பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மில் எப்படி இருக்கும் பாருங்க, ஒரு டிபிக்கல் ஷேப் சைஸ் ஃபார் கிரைண்டிங். திஸ் ஆப்ரேஷன் இஸ் டன் பிஃபோர் த பர்னிங் ப்ராசஸ். அண்ட் யுவர் சிலோ பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இட் வில் பி அ வெர்டிகல் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் ஃபார் ஸ்டோரிங் ஆஃப் மெட்டீரியல்ஸ். In terms of chemical composition, lime, silica, alumina, iron oxide, magnesium oxide, alkalis, and silicon trioxide, they play a major role in raw ingredients. Once after the formation of cement, cement particles la you will have these four compounds, box compounds that we saw yesterday: tricalcium silicate, dicalcium silicate, tricalcium aluminate, and tetracalcium aluminoferrite. So in the cement particles, when reacting with water, you will get the Tauber-Mouride gel, that is hydration process. So that is with regards to the hydrated particles. எப்படி ஃபார்ம் ஆகும் பிஃபோர் இது வந்து இந்த பிக்சர் வந்து பிஃபோர் ஹைட்ரேஷன். ஓகே, ஸோ இந்த ப்ளூ கலர் இண்டிகேட்ஸ் dicalcium silicate, the brown color indicates tricalcium silicate. இந்த பேக்ரவுண்ட்ல இருக்கக்கூடிய plain light brown பார்த்தோம்னா it indicates tricalcium aluminate and tetracalcium aluminoferrite. So you can see நம்ம இந்த கெமிக்கல் எலிமெண்ட்ஸ்லாம் இருக்கு இல்லையா, அதை நம்ம 3-4 ஸ்டேஜா பிரிக்கலாம். ஃப்ரம் ஸ்டார்டிங் ஒரு சிமெண்ட் மேனுஃபேக்சர் ஆரம்பிக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாடில இருந்து, தென் சிமெண்ட் மேனுஃபேக்சர் ஆனதுக்கு அப்புறம், and after it is reacting with water, what is the result? இந்த மாதிரி டிஃபரெண்ட் பீரியட்ல இருக்கக்கூடிய எலிமெண்ட்ஸ் ஒரு எப்படிலாம் டிரான்ஸ்ஃபார்ம் ஆகுது, that is a flow chart indicated here. Initially the material was limestone and clay, that is oxides of silica, alumina, calcium, and iron. And after burning, it was formed as clinkers, right? அதை கிரைண்ட் பண்ணும்போது நமக்கு தெரியும் அந்த சிமெண்ட்ல இருக்கக்கூடிய காம்பவுண்ட்ஸ் என்னென்ன: tricalcium silicate, dicalcium silicate, tricalcium aluminate, and tetracalcium aluminoferrite. And after that, once it is formed as a cement, after hydration, you have a Tauber-Mouride gel. Apart from that, you also get calcium hydroxide as the product. Yesterday we saw the heat liberation with respect to time in cement during the hydration process at the point of setting. And the below graphல பாத்தீங்கன்னா rate of hydration indicate பண்ணுது. இது நம்ம பார்க்கல, இப்ப பார்க்கிறோம். Different compounds will be having a different rate of hydration. Hydration என்ன, அந்த எலிமெண்ட் வந்து ஜெல்லா மாறுறது தான் ஹைட்ரேஷன் ப்ராசஸ், கரெக்டா? ஸோ எந்தெந்த பார்ட்டிகல் எவ்வளோ ஃபாஸ்டா ஜெல்லா மாறுதுன்னு பார்ப்போம். இந்த பிக்சர்ல டெட்ரா கால்சியம் அலுமினோஃபெரைட் is the compound that is quickly transforming into hydrated product, followed by tricalcium aluminate. அதுக்கப்புறமா tricalcium silicate and லாஸ்டா பார்த்தோம்னா தான் dicalcium silicate. So out of these four compounds, dicalcium silicate is slowly transforming into hydrated particles, but tetracalcium aluminopyrite is quickly transformed into hydrated particles. Then with respect to heat of hydration, இதை வந்து நம்ம சீரியஸா கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணணும். அதுவும் ஒரு மாஸ் கான்கிரீட் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் லைக் டேம்ஸ் to control the temperature of concrete. In this case, if you directly look into 3 days and 90 days and 13 years, the மாதிரி ஒரு point of time லையும் the rate of or the level of quantity of heat of hydration with respect to calories per gram will vary for different compounds. அதிகபட்சமா பார்த்தோம்னா C3A tricalcium aluminate தான் அதிகமா ஹீட் எவால்வ் பண்ணுது, லிபரேட் பண்ணுது. அதே போல கம்பேரிட்டிவ்லி dicalcium silicate C2S is liberating less heat compared to other compounds. So in the case பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் C2S தான் is a better compound. Why? Because whichever compound that is liberating less heat, that would be our primary, that should be our primary compound in the cement. So C2S is much better compared to other compounds. And we yesterday saw the chemical equations. Reacting with water and the level of water required for hydration. And நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு சிலிகேட் கால்சியம் சிலிகேட் ஹைட்ரேட் ஜெல் கூடவே கால்சியம் ஹைட்ராக்சைடு அண்ட் கால்சியம் அலுமினேட் ஹைட்ரேட், these are all your byproducts. Now previously பார்த்த graphs வந்து it was with respect to rate of hydration, heat of hydration, and now the graph is with respect to development of strength. Which compound, அதாவது which box compound is contributing for more amount of strength? Like that we can compare in Newton per mm square for all four compounds. Particularly our aim is to determine for 28 days, right? Cement oda strength இருந்தாலும் concrete strength இருந்தாலும் or even brick oda strength இருந்தாலும் 28 days தான் calculate பண்ணணும். But as for day progress ஆக beyond 28 days also your strength will increase with respect to compounds. Tricalcium silicate shows more amount of strength at the earlier stage when compared to dicalcium silicate. But after a point of 1 year, that is 360 days, both the compounds are contributing the same level of strength in Newton per mm square. And அதே போல tricalcium silicate and tetracalcium aluminopyrite contributes for a very few amount of strength, that is below 10 Newton per mm square. So உங்களுக்கு ஓவராலா பார்க்கும்போது இந்த சிமெண்ட்ல tricalcium silicate and dicalcium silicate எந்த அளவுக்கு அதிகமா இருக்கோ that will be contributing for more strength. அதே போல dicalcium silicate is much better because it also liberates only less heat when compared to other compounds. And the hydration process இருக்கு இல்லையா, the particles while reacting with the cement, initially it is called a fresh paste. After that the hydration process occurs. 33%, 67%, 100% இந்த மாதிரி வந்து உங்க and the transition level they are showing it in the graph. How much particles are hydrated, and the orange hatches indicate the products of hydration. The pink hatches, it represents your unhydrated cement, and the capillary water, which is responsible for filling the pore spaces in the voids. ஸோ இப்போ நமக்கு ஒரு கொஸ்டின் இருக்கும், வாட்டரை கம்மியாக ஆட் பண்ணால் என்ன ஆகும், அதிகமாக ஆட் பண்ணால் என்ன ஆகும். ஸோ தே ஹவ் கிவன் டூ டிஃபரெண்ட் எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எக்ஸாம்பிள் வித் cement paste having a water cement ratio of 0.65. So 0.65 na in meaning, for one part of cement you are adding 65 or 0.65 times water, which means for 100% cement 65% of water you are adding. In that case your water becomes more dominant. And in the second case, if your water cement ratio is very low, 0.25, then much of your particles, cement particles will remain unhydrated. Hydration process complete ஆகாம இருக்கும். And here's a microscopic level of model representing the crystalline structure, the gel formation. எங்கெல்லாம் unhydrated இருக்கு, இது hydrated அப்படின்னு காட்டுது. ஸோ கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமா ஜெல் ஃபார்மேஷன் எப்படி இருக்குன்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஸ்டேஜ் ஏ பி சி டி அப்படின்னு 4 ஸ்டேஜாக பிரிச்சிருக்காங்க இந்த டயக்ராமேட்டிக் ரெப்ரசன்டேஷன். And with regards to testing, we saw that the types of tests. So you'll see the quick outline. இது வரைக்கும் என்ன பார்த்தோம்னு பார்த்துட்டு can close. And in the next class we will see the type of cement. Before that you will see the type of test that we saw earlier. The particular level of test that we saw is consistency, right? Standard consistency test. அதுக்கு டீடைல்ஸ் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. Using your Vickers apparatus, you test. And after that only you are going to check for setting times, initial setting time and final setting time, using the Vickers apparatus. So in the device பாருங்க, side view லயும் drawing இருக்கு, so that you can able to see the type of operation involved. மேல இருந்து இந்த weight வந்து கீழே இறங்கும், 300 gram weight, and at the top adjacent to the graduation scale you have the release pin, on the screw them adjust பண்றோம். And in the indicator you can see the pointer for the depth of penetration and the type of plunger that is used. So கீழே இங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா இந்த bottom plunger, which is for consistency test. இங்க ரைட் சைடுல இருக்க plunger பாத்தீங்கன்னா for initial setting test. And மேல இருக்கிற plunger இங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா this is for final setting time. So this is your Vickers apparatus, the left. And in this manner you can refer to the type of test. In the next class we will see the other type of test and types of cement classification. Now I will just refer to okay. இப்போ சில questions கேட்கிறேன் நான். So that we can interact for another 5 minutes. சிமெண்ட்ல மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் ப்ராசஸ்க்கு ரெண்டு விதமான ப்ராசஸ் இருக்கு கரெக்டா? டூ ஆல்டர்னேட் மெத்தட்ஸ். வாட் ஆர் த நேம் ஆஃப் மெத்தட்ஸ்? What are the name of methods in cement manufacturing?
Dry process and wet process.
Okay. And what are the raw materials of cement? Two main raw materials.
Limestone, sir.
Limestone and clay.
Limestone and clay. And what is the device used to burn the particles? அது பேர் என்ன வரும்? ஜெனரலா இதுலயும் பார்த்திருப்போம், பிரிக்ஸ்லயும் பார்த்திருப்போம். கம்பஷன் ப்ராசஸ்க்கு யூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடிய டிவைஸ் kiln,
Rotary kiln.
சிமெண்ட்ல என்னென்ன டெஸ்டிங் மெத்தட்ஸ் இருக்கு? இது வரைக்கும் பார்த்ததுல இருந்து என்னென்ன டெஸ்ட் பார்த்திருக்கோம்?
Consistency test.
Then one is consistency test. ஏன்னா பாத்தீங்கன்னா நீங்க ஸ்டார்டிங் சொல்லும்போது அந்த டெஸ்ட் தான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சொல்றீங்க. நான் அந்த டெஸ்ட் முடிச்சாதான் மத்த டெஸ்ட் பண்ண முடியும், கரெக்டா? Then after that வேற என்ன டெஸ்ட்? Any other test apart from consistency?
Compressive strength test.
Okay. இன்னைக்கு நம்ம ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அதான் பார்த்தோம், compressive strength test. compressive strength டெஸ்ட்க்கு என்ன எக்யூப்மென்ட் யூஸ் பண்ண போறோம்? What equipment is used for compressive strength test? அது பாத்தீங்களா இன்னைக்கு பிக்சர்ல? compressive strengthனா அந்த மிஷின் பேர் என்னமா?
CTM.
CTM, compression testing machine. அதே மாதிரி செட்டிங் டைமுக்கு, கன்சிஸ்டன்சிக்கு, இதுக்கெல்லாம் நம்ம பார்த்த அப்பாரட்டஸ் பேர் என்ன? Vacuum apparatus. And what are the three grades of cement that we saw?
Grade, sir?
Cement oda grade. What are the three grades of cement that we saw?
33, 43 and 53.
Yes, 33 grade, 43 grade and 53 grade. அந்த வேல்யூஸ் தான் இண்டிகேட் பண்ணுது. அந்த வேல்யூஸோட யூனிட் சொல்ல முடியுமா? ஸ்ட்ரென்த்தோட யூனிட் என்னமா? கம்ப்ரசிவ் ஸ்ட்ரென்த் யூனிட்
Newton per mm square.
Newton per mm square. That is load by area. So like this, the afternoon class la pathona after 1:45 I will show some pictures, and from the pictures like this I will ask specific question to specific student. அவங்க தான் ஆன்சர் பண்ணணும். இந்த மாதிரி நம்ம வந்து நெக்ஸ்ட் கிளாஸ்ல இன்டராக்ட் பண்ணலாம் based on all the topics that we saw so far. So if you want any doubts you can ask.
No, sir.